Okay, in this video, welcome back to our discussion about doing practical SEO, making your site visible without having extensive and technical knowledge. Now, in this video, we're going to be discussing networking and backlinking. Now, we've already mentioned backlinking, and if you have spent any time around SEO or search engine optimization, you already have an idea of what a backlink is. And I'm going to show you what that is in a minute. Now, backlinking is basically authoritative linking. In other words, someone else says about your site that it is an indication of a particular keyword. So in other words, if your site is about plumbing and I decide to link to your site and say, go to this site, it's a great plumbing site, and I create a link for that, then that's authoritative as long as my site is about plumbing also. So you have authorities in a particular market indicating that their readers can go and find more information, helpful information, from certain places on the web, and they do that by creating these authoritative links, which are also called backlinks. And that's really what backlinking is all about. In other words, the more of these authoritative links that you have, Google considers this as your being credible in the market and credible in your niche. So if you can be credible and authoritative by having other website owners to link to you, then Google, in their search engine algorithm, will consider your site, and then you will get a higher boost to your SEO, and you're likely to get higher rankings the more of this authoritative linking that you have to your actual site. Now, authoritative linking does require relationships. Now, remember, we talked about the old way of doing backlinking, where you would actually go out and create the authority yourself. And while there are still those practices that are going on, and there are still webmasters who do it, in the long run, remember that if you're relying on those methods, it's likely that Google's engineers will find out, and they will build into the search engines those functions that will basically weed out those kinds of self-created authorities. So what you want to do is to build relationships with people in the niche that will find your content helpful and will link out to you, and then will give you that authoritative link that you need in order for Google to consider you to be credible. One other way in which you can do that is to create the kind of events and joint ventures on your website that will cause other authorities to link to you and link to your site. This is a great way that you can create authority, and you can do it naturally by having people who want to link to your site for various reasons, especially if they are going to be connected to the event. So by having these joint ventures and by having these events, this is a great way of being connected to other bloggers or other website owners and having them to create the links for you. Events are a great way to do that. And by events, of course, we mean seminars and webinars and workshops and all kinds of things that you might have others in your niche to be able to participate in, and for whom it would be in their best interest to link out to you. You'll want to know other bloggers or other website owners in order to have them link to your site. Okay, this goes back to creating those kinds of relationships. And then you'll also want to do posting or guest post or guest blogging in your actual market. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to find some of those other sites. Now, here's what you're going to do. One of the best ways that you'll do, now let's say that your site is about, marketing, or your site is about business. One of the best ways to do that is to go to a site called technorati.com. Okay, and you'll want to search for blogs, and you'll want to search for blogs about business, or let's say about marketing. And what Technorati will do is it will list some of the blogs. Now, in most cases, a lot of these blogs have been established for a long time. So it may not necessarily be very easy to get some of these people to actually link out to you, or to guest post on your site, or to have you guest post on their site. However, you do want to keep track of what they're doing and to seek to build relationships with them. And one of the ways in which you can build relationships with them is to, and we're going to show you this here in a minute. One of the ways is which to go, and we're just going to pick a blog at random. We can find places where we can comment, and we can make comments to their actual blog. Now, in some cases, what we want to do is we want to include a link to our blog. In other cases, what we want to do is we want to create helpful content. Now, by creating that helpful content, you're actually helping the site owner and helping them, or allowing them to take notice of you, and to help you to build the kind of relationship with them that will eventually cause them to say, well, this is someone with whom I would not mind either having them to guest post, or I probably would not mind guest posting on their site. So guest posting or commenting is a great way of, number one, being able to create links back to your site, and number two, being able to create the kind of relationships with people that will help you. So basically, you want to find other bloggers and other website owners in your niche that will, again, give you the kind of credibility that you need in order to be considered to be an authority by Google. So you can use Technorati, or you can typically use Google itself to find other bloggers in your niche. And one of the ways in which you can do that, now this does not necessarily work all the time, but it can work sometimes. What you can do is you can type in your niche, and let's say it's painting, or let's say plumbing, blogs, and you can put in top plumbing blogs. And here you'll find 10 of what are considered to be, at least by someone, to be the 10 best plumbing blogs. You could then go to the site, and you can start to visit some of these sites and go through the same pattern. You can comment on good content that you see. You can contact them to get to know them, and just begin to build a relationship with some of the top bloggers in your particular niche. And what you'll want to do is to interact with them. Now, the other thing, of course, you can do is you can interact with them on social media, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And let's say that we go to this blog that's considered to be one of the top blogs. And one of the things that we want to see and we want to find out is, does this blog have social media, or does this person have social media? They do not seem to have social media. So let's try to find someone who does. Okay, now this person has a Facebook fan page, they have a Twitter account, they have a LinkedIn account. So one of the things that we can do in addition to reaching out to them by commenting is also to reach out to them on social media. And that will help us to build the kind of relationship that, again, not only will help us to be able to create links, but to give us the kind of foundation that we can go to someone in our niche and ask them if we might be able to either guest post on their site or to have them guest post on ours. The objective in building these kind of relationships and networking is simply, again, to build your credibility and to build your authority. Networking and backlinking go hand in hand if you are not going to self-create your own authority. So with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.